Good morning, everyone. My name is Haijun. I and my wife Carrie live on an island in the middle of the Great Mekong River in the outskirts of Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Unlike the city folks, who are most likely at this hour in the morning, congested on the streets full of cars and motorcycles, we as village folks begin the day a little differently. First, there are dogs, Tietre and Tieto, who demand I play with them for a few moments after a night's separation. Thereafter, as every village grandpa would tell you that a little bit of gardening work in the very early hours of the day would always do you good. For me, I have got a few mango trees to take care of. They refuse to bear fruit this year, and my solution is to thin the branches with a machete. However, living remote from the mundane world, one doesn't necessarily become a hermit. Mundane duty still calls for regular visits to the metropolitan to see to mundane business. This is a 1.5-hour trip for me to make every day, crossing many different terrains. Dusty roads, concrete roads, waters, skyscrapers, the whole lot of them. Among the many, a visit to the village restaurant for some local delicacy is always something to be looked forward to.
Look. Bon, today, Alkun.
Here is something I have to show you. I come across this place every day on my way to the city. This is precisely the personification of the can-do spirit of the Cambodian personality. Once we get to the other side of the river, you will see a local building with its foundation tilting to a certain degree, just like the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy. Throughout the years, I have watched it grow to its current status. Firstly, about 3 years ago, some man decided he wanted to make a foundation by the river upon which a future construction was to be built. And then the rainy season came. To everyone's disappointment, the foundation started tilting a bit further every day, up to a point that there was no good for anyone to pretend it didn't. I suppose the man, as the landowner, must have gone through painful struggles against his good mind. And at last, he thought, well, to hell with it, let's just build the thing, regardless. And here you go. You have this large civilian building sitting on a tilting foundation for everyone who is to cross the river to admire the Cambodian genius of engineering. Yesterday, I was told by a colleague to come to the hotel this morning to be given an interview. What it is about, how it is to take place, I don't know. So I'm just going to walk into a room and do a bland interview, completely unprepared and unrehearsed, just like every daily business in Phnom Penh, perfectly spontaneous. Morning. My name is Haijun, and this is my partner, Ray. We have been in...
Just relax and just talk whatever you want. Or maybe if you want to introduce yourself, and let's start to talk about this hotel.
All right. If there is anything you wonder about how some relatively young Chinese businessmen are running business in Cambodia, how this is like, I would share one or two tips. We were very much opposed to the idea of catering to the Chinese market completely from the very beginning. And we thought, since we were already here in Cambodia, part of the fun of the whole thing is to take yourself as a local resident before you take yourself as a Chinese. Sure. So everything you start to consider, it's more efficient and more interesting if you start with the idea that you want to please the people who are living around here, not the people who are from your background, to make you comfortable. So this is part of the experience that we gathered through the 4 or 5 years of operation, perhaps. I would say thanks to the idea that we set ourselves up in 2018 as a local company, catering to the local market. Yeah. Should that be okay already? Yeah? Okay? Yeah. We are completely unprepared, and we didn't even know what this is about. So we had nothing prepared, and usually by this hour we should have had enough of the urban life for the day, and nothing, no matter how exciting, would delay us any further in the city, except for a bit of a visit to the local market, which is famous amongst tourists for its many exotic-looking items. How are you feeling?
Right.
What did you buy? You happy?
Yeah. I've spent $16 for 4 brand new pillows.
Oh.
They look good.
Wow. Luxury brands. But the heat of a tropical day in March was quickly draining our spirit. In no time, we decided we missed our village home already. Nothing feels more comforting than coming back home under the shade of our giant mango tree after a perspiring day in the city. Or, if there is anything, it must be the shade of a mango tree and greetings from tail-wagging dogs. We were home too early for dinner, but too late for a proper lunch. That a meticulously cooked sandwich should be perfect. I often get asked what we do for entertainment on this island where the entire population fall asleep at 8 p.m. every evening. Well, we study in the library. It's been a habit coming down from our university days. We simply don't find any higher form of entertainment than being surrounded by books and a computer in a quiet room accompanied by dogs. Early this year, I was on a road trip with my wife from South to North China. We met an old lady in a morning market near the Chinese-Korean border who was selling home-cultivated tobacco. She was very kind to sell me a bundle of leaves of old age. These days, my main recreational activity before bedtime has been smoking this old tobacco in a chair that's 60 years old from King Sihanouk's era.